All right then, I think we're good. How you doing today, Carl?
I'm doing good. Right, hopefully they're going to quiet down a bit while they sort out a little bit. So how are you, Jacob?
Yeah, good. Awesome.
We keep getting Steve talking a bit loudly, so we might need to just try and pick our moments. Thanks for joining us today on the stream. I know Grant and Steve are trying something new for the Yecats channel.
Trial. 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 Trial.
Hey, do you keep hearing a girl's voice?
Trial.
Yeah, sometimes, but it's fine. All good.
Trial.
Yes,
There's a lot of... Hey.
Trial. 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 Trial.
Why are you going to be sugared out of?
Oh, it's not showing up yet.
I'm tired.
The pivot before marching.
All right. Grant's asking if we can just say things so they can test it. So, I don't know.
What does one talk about without any games being played?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know, really. Just enough.
Are you all set for EAGT?
No. I haven't done anything. I booked a ticket, so that's it.
Have you not got a hotel yet?
Well, I wasn't planning on getting one. I was just going to commute back to London. Oh, okay. It's working now. Okay, right. So, I think people can hear us now.
Right, we'll ask them if people can hear us in the chat. Let us know. Oh, look, Brian, there we go. What does one talk about? He can hear us. Hey, thanks, Brian.
Awesome. Okay, right. So, looking at these lists for the first time, what do we think?
Well, looking at them, I think obviously Steve's running a Martell's at 7 activations into Grant's 8 activations. So let's go through Steve's Martells again, shall we?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
So we're looking at Martell Oberyn Commander in a unit of Darkstar Retinue with Edric Dane as an additional attachment. So it's pretty strong, hard-hitting unit. With Darkstar Retinue bringing what? Critical Blow innately. Oberyn bringing the Manticore Venom.
Yeah, and precision, I think, as well, right? Yeah. No, they're going to kill companies if they're allowed to. Yeah.
Edric Dane, he gives them the rerolls.
Yes, exactly. The true Martell Conviction Baratheon ability, which is very good. Yeah.
Yeah, solid. Skyreach Bowmen with Spearlord. You were saying before you don't see that combination at the moment.
Well, yeah, so Spearlord in Sand Skirmishers was very popular for a long time, right? But honestly, I quite like this idea. Just put 8 dice on the Bowman. You can get rerolls in the right. Rerolls on unactivated units, right? Is the Bowman. I always get them confused with the Brotherhood Bowman. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think it'll just kill people.
Yeah, I mean, and the potential to outflank. So always keep your opponents guessing. I guess that'll be one of the last units to go down just for that benefit.
We were saying earlier that probably don't expect to see the Skyreach Bowman getting outflanked, but it's definitely a possibility, and Grant needs to be aware of that.
Yeah, totally. And then next up, we've got Sand Skirmishers with a high hermitage sentinel. So, I mean, we were discussing like Sand Skirmishers are they're awesome. They're one of my favourite units in the Martell sort of army. That 4-up armor save as well for people that look like they're wearing rags isn't anything to be frowned on either, is it? It's
no, exactly.
Solid armor save.
They're surprisingly hard to kill, and yeah, with 6 move, pivot before March, And if they ever get in the side, they put out 3 tokens. That's very scary for that one as well.
Yeah. And then Spear Royal Guard with Elias Sand. So, as you've worked out for us, she brings boisterous charisma and precision, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's 2 units with precision, which might see whether that be useful to Grant's lists or not. And the Royal Guard can really, especially with giving out the weakened tokens if pass a panic test. I think it's really like the Anvil sort of grindy unit there. And I really do like the Royal Guard. They don't see as much play as they used to anymore, but that they sort of got that really good like defensive and offensive abilities that could really sort of outmatch a lot of other units, I think.
Yeah, I think they are the hardest, toughest unit in the Martell arsenal. Bearing in mind they've got shield wall and then martial training for when they go to melee as well. So, that vulnerable token and rerolls is a great ability.
Yeah, completely agree. And then we see Doran Martell. So, for quite popular in Martells at the moment, sort of does everything, you were saying. Brings the Water Gardens, which is the same way we see Peter Baelish. Really nice to stand on the Water Gardens, but use a different zone. And then Tyene as well, who we haven't seen too much of, but I think really helps the Martell sort of strategy of shutting everything down and making everything hurt.
Yeah, totally. I mean, she heals a wound and then she brings that additional poison. So that if you've got them cards out like Unbound, Unbent, Unbroken, or Rising Temps, and your opponent needs swords, then she's the one that's gonna. Oh, I certainly would. I'd poison the swords, and then force your opponent to jump on them and potentially lose an NCU.
Deployment is happening, so you might want to speed through Grant's list quickly so we can get onto that. So, Rodrik Cassel, which is a commando, I think it's quite cool. We don't see enough of.
No, in Brute, and he's got Survivalists in that unit as well.
In Bruisers, very tricksy unit. There's a lot of rules on that one.
Dark Bowmen with the Crannogman Warden. So, as you said, the standard with the Overwatch.
Really controlling space, definitely.
Umber Ravagers, Winterfell Guardian. So, obviously, Winterfell Guardian's best 1-point cavalry attachment in the game.
Yeah, I'd say so, definitely. Really, if they're passing morale tests, which let's 7 up, I think, on the base of the Ravagers, so maybe not, but.
Yeah, and then we've got Greywind because we've got Rob Stark NCU, She-Bears, Rickon, Osha, and a Crannogman Survivalist. So that's so Rickon bringing that morale buff. Osha obviously giving them stubborn tenacity and counter strike, and then that's Survivalist for the movement, and then obviously because you've got M3 bringing Shaggy Dog, the best dire wolf in the game.
Yeah, big fan of Shaggy Dog, absolutely lethal.
Yeah, and looking at deployment at the moment, it looks like Steve's got Shaggy Dog deployed off to his left and Greywind off to the right. Sorry, Grant, rather.
Yes, Grant's left is Shaggy Dog and Greywind's on the right. Yes, I agree. And then, Rob Stark and Catelyn Stark on the board. Be very interesting to see how he uses that outflank.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like we said, Grant's got the activation advantage. I don't know if it would be a sensible option to deploy outflank for Martells. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It looks like the Ravagers have just been put to the side.
Right, so the Ravagers are getting outflanked with Rob, I guess.
Possibly.
Okay, so we should try and figure out what these Martell units are. Because I'm not entirely sure which one.
Okay, so I think bottom left is the Sand Skirmishers.
Yeah, definitely looks like bows on that one.
Yeah, it looks like the second left might be. Oh, they look like they've got. Oh, I'm not entirely sure,
I think it's the bows in the middle. Those look like bows. Elia, it's Royal Guard and Oberyn in a unit. Right, I think that's Edric next to Oberyn on the left. So I think from left to right, it's Sandskirms, Oberyn in, and Edric in Darkstar Retinue, then the bows, then the Royal Guard. But maybe that's wrong.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. I'm looking at that third from left, try at the bottom. I think that's the Sand Skirmisher sculpts.
Okay, and then the Bowmen on the left, maybe. All right, we can figure this out.
We'll figure it out.
Keep an eye on that.
Oh no! Ignore that. Bottom left is 100% the Sand Skirmishers. I know that because that's what Steve was painting up for the Squires series.
Right. Yes, makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So I think you're right. Yeah. So it's Sand Skirmishers, Dark Star Retinue, Skyreach Bowmen, and then Royal Guard.
And then, so from our left, up the Stark side, I think that's Grey Wind.
Yep.
I think we then have She-Bears with, definitely those are She-Bears with Rickon and Osha and Survivalist.
Then it's
those?
no, that's the Bruisers.
Yeah, Bruisers with Rickard and... Oh, Rodrik, sorry. Rodrik. I confused Rodrik and Rickard. My bad. It's Rodrik.
It's Rodrik.
Rodrik in the Bruisers with the Survivalist, and then the bows on by the forest. Okay.
Yeah, and then Shaggy Dog on the right.
And the Umber Ravagers are off board, which I think would be really interesting to see what his plan is with that one.
Yeah, that I mean that's going to be a troublesome unit to deal with. I think them coming on outflank because they're quite fast as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 6+. Yeah, and with Catelyn Stark, they can go up to 8 dice on 4 ranks. So if they can get in the side of maybe the rear of one of these units, they're going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, 100%. So we can't hear them on the stream at the moment. I'm guessing everyone can hear Jacob and me. Let me see if we can maybe get their audio picked up.
Oh, and we were completely right. Okay, that's those cards are actually really useful. But we just about figured it out. There's still a lot of staring at these sculpts. Okay, yeah. All right, so hopefully deployment's done. We're gone over the list, so we should be good with round 1 pretty soon then.
Yeah, hopefully. I've just dropped them a message. Hopefully they can pick that up and unmute themselves. I mean, there's nothing like listening to Grant on a Sunday morning, right? With his dulcet tones.
Yeah. Just hope the game goes well for him. Otherwise, maybe slightly less dulcet than we used to.
Cool.
Or maybe he'll just stay in semi-retirement, because ever since he won the Welsh GT, mate, he's just been resting on that.
Yeah, he does mention it a couple of times since then.
Yeah.
They're going through, right?
Almost as bad as Colin Collard keep leaning on his well-painted Baratheons to keep winning all the painting competitions, but we won't go there.
I mean, those Baratheons must have won in my house by now. Every event.
Yeah, agreed. And Colin, if you're in the chat, hello.
Right, you're muted.
So just having a quick look who's through there. So we've got Lewis Flanders.
Yeah.
Hello,
Well,
Lewis. Morning. And we've got Brian McGonigal. Big Brian. How are you, Squire?
Right. We think we've unmuted our microphones now. So let us know.
Right, so we're good to go then. So this, I'm going to let... You can go first. I've never mentioned once that I'm Welsh GT Champion 2023, have I? That's 2023, 2024, 2024, isn't it?
So who's going first?
You go first, mate.
We've got, 2 weirwoods generated, a bog and a forest.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I think both sides kind of want them the weirwoods, actually. With Martell.
You're on Martell activating.
Yep.
Going on the Water Gardens.
Yeah.
Gonna grab 2 tokens.
Nice.
And yeah, you got to activate combat unit next.
What would your game plan be, Jacob, if you were the Martell player in this scenario, going up against that?
plan is just not to die. I think the cards are so good, especially some of the units as well. So the sand skirmishers.
Thank you,
A
dog.
lot of sort of repeated damage. And against the Starks, you'll really have this like very hyper aggressive sort of alpha strike
Go.
strategy. Honestly, I've been focusing on.
Oh, sorry, start my turn.
not losing a
Oh,
unit.
okay.
Martell's losing units.
North members onto
Only having 4 on the board.
Bruisers.
And then just trying to sort of.
Okay.
I think they really want that sort of sustained, drawn out battle.
I'm going to activate
And
plane
Stark's probably a bit more of a.
and take the letters. Or 2. A weaken token on archers.
I mean, Grant having the activation advantage as well, he's going to push up and play aggressive. I mean, really and truly, you could use the dogs to try and grab and hold the objectives, right? And then get the rest of the army up there to pin the Martells in place.
They're weaken on the archers.
Yeah, so I think how the board shakes out, because obviously there's Bowmen on both sides. So I think we're making quite a positional battle, maybe quite early on as well, trying to keep out of range of the Bowmen, maybe.
Okay.
And obviously these sand skirmishers with the enhanced ability really can threaten and like take advantage of positioning. So, and then on top of all of that there's the outflank from the Ravagers, right, which will be coming in at some point. So that's what Steve's going to be thinking about. I think Grant's going to be thinking a lot about these sand skirmishers that can move 12 inches in any direction.
Let's activate.
Yeah, they've got crazy amounts of manoeuvrability.
So I'm not sure whether we try and hear what they're saying, but to go over what's happened. So Doran took the Water Gardens, which is where we saw Shaggy move up so early, and then they're just taking zones, letters, horse. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so the Bowmen have gone for a manoeuvre into the forest. They've not gone for a full march, so I'm guessing that's to try and hold the Martells back with the Overwatch deterrent.
Activate the Royal Guard.
Yeah, I think so. I think that might have been the horse move, maybe. Because I can't see any other unit that would have used it, and he's just put the activation down maybe by accident. Or was that? No, that's a token. That'll be a weakened token, won't it, from the letters? Yeah.
Guys, do a.
Yeah, so what's been, so there's been an activation and a card played there. Can't see what that is.
That'll be Cunning Ploy, won't it?
Cunning Ploy, yeah.
No. Right, so these sand skirmishers are out to kill some people, I think.
They're out to go aggressive. Got to be careful though, because obviously the Umber Ravagers are in outflank. You don't want to get them isolated.
But it does look like, I think Steve went first this round, which means the Ravagers can't come on until round 3. So I think maybe trying to take the advantage of Grant being down a unit for the time being.
Yeah. Yeah, so big aggressive manoeuvre there from the sand skirmishers, and they haven't activated yet, so there is potential for the scout openings and then move and shoot to try and take out that direwolf if it encroaches.
Yeah, I think Rowan's going to be getting out of there quite quickly, to be honest. I don't think he wants that fight at all.
No.
Not
No, I mean, the direwolves are okay. They're 4 up armor, but they've only got a handful of wounds. Doesn't take a lot to get rid of them if you get a good volley on them, right?
I've got 2 pass tokens.
Activate with these.
Let us know your thoughts in the chat. We're not getting much back from anyone who's sitting watching, so hopefully there's a few people that can hear us.
I should whistle us with well down on the screen.
Steve, let us know what you think. What you think about Grant's moves here, especially if you think they could be done better. Sure, we'd love to hear that.
I think Steve. I think Steve would be surprised to see Grant not running any Winterfell. Telecav, yeah, to spit it out.
That's the feedback. More Telecav, yeah, probably. Yeah, we can see Steve there measuring up for some really aggressive moves.
Unit.
Yep.
Sand skirmishers. I think it's the right play, honestly. Get them in, start doing the damage on round 1.
Great. But no.
I think everyone can hear us, Jacob, which is sound. It's fine.
All good. I think something else to point out about this cunning ploy move from Steve is that he doesn't really want to do anything with this unit into the Bowmen, which are sitting in that forest. You said, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to sit back and use the activation for someone else's move, which I think is quite a smart way of going about it, really.
Yeah, you come to me and I'll try and fight you on my terms, kind of thing. So we've seen the Dark Star retinue get pushed up there slightly. Looks like Steve might actually just be sort of working out where most of Grant's stuff's going to go before he commits Oberyn.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing how aggressive he wants to be with these units.
Yeah.
Because there's not that much armor on Grant's side, is there? So
No. So next up there, we've got the Skyreach Bowmen moving up.
Okay.
Looks like they're going to go just as a standard manoeuvre. If we look at the zone, we've still got crowns, bags, and swords open. So there's a few options there.
Bruisers.
I was going to say this is going to force Grant to take the swords, but it seems like he's not doing it. So maybe we'll see a shot already. Is Grant deciding that he probably won't take that much more than 3 wounds, so he can maybe take the bags afterwards? Force the Bowmen to shift up a little bit, but I think they are in range to shoot the she-bears. Yep. So imagine, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's worth. I mean, when you look at things like that, you've got to weigh up: is it worth taking the swords because they'll just heal it back up? Yep. Unless you get really lucky and get like a significant volley for damage output and then a failed panic test, which, let's face it, with Rickon and a tree, weirwood tree, +2 morale, not going to fail panic test, are you? So
no, exactly. But with the scout openings here from the sand skirmishers, this might do quite a lot, actually. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Rerolls and precision on the range.
Rerolls and precision. Going into the Mormont Bruisers.
I think that's she-bears, actually, that are getting shot, maybe.
I think you're right, mate. Yeah, it is.
Full precision.
Yeah, the Bruisers are next to them.
Goldish. And hits.
Is that 4 precision?
3 hits.
4 precisions. 5 precisions.
Saves or 4. Good.
Oh, good. Solid. I remember why I played this game.
Oh, Grant really won't be happy with that one, will you?
Obviously, I won't be coming back.
Getting absolutely beaten up for that.
3 more, so that's 7 off that volley. Wow.
4.
A morale test, big morale test coming up here.
That hurt.
Yeah.
You're out of order.
Sorry.
So 4 up, I think, isn't it required?
That was Rob.
Yep.
Yeah.
Into the bags, the influence,
yeah.
the archers for what it's worth.
Yeah.
And
you notice that Grant's also moved Greywind off just behind the unit there. So yeah, he's not going to go for a direct tussle with him just yet. But another volley like that from the Martells, and that unit is going to be wiped out pretty soon.
On a 3+, you cannot.
It looks like Steve's trying to stop him healing this unit as well. So that'll be intercept orders.
A different unit.
Which I think it's worked. So yeah.
Right, now I'm going to activate the sand skirmishes.
Yep.
Alright, so so the people on YouTube can hear Grant and Steve, it sounds like, and we can't. So sorry for talking over them. Not much we can do about that one.
No.
Oh, we didn't know that.
So now we're going to see a manoeuvre and then possibly a quick fire coming up from the sand skirmishers.
After manoeuvre, they're going to do quick fire.
Yep, looks like it. It's very tight on the range there. I think he'll be able to get it.
Yeah.
Quick fire then.
It's going to be close.
In the front or the flank?
Justin.
Still in the front.
Flank, mate. Blazing flank. Flank, easy.
Is that? Yeah. All right, sweet. Flank shot then. 5, 7, 8 because they got a Oh no, wrong unit. 7.
I think they're trying to determine whether it's front or flank at the moment. That's going to be flank, I think.
Okay. My,
Building there.
looks like
I'll
front
remember
to
it
me,
next time.
but it is close.
Right then.
Let's see what it ends up on. All right.
5 in the flank.
Nearly in 5s.
Oh,
Dice
mate.
rolls.
Ooh,
2 victory points.
5 hits.
Corpse pile. Corpse pile.
Solid. There we
And
go.
yeah, if they call it flank, that's a dead unit. I
Yeah.
guess they just, yeah, they're putting a new corpse pile down. Well, that's not gone well, is it?
That's an early loss for Grant, which brings them onto a par as far as activations go.
Really in long range.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
it would, but Grant's got one off the board at the moment, isn't it? So
Thanks,
especially in
long
round
range.
2, Steve's going to have all the control of activations he wants.
Well.
basically.
We're supposed to be friends, you don't.
Yeah.
That's 2 points as well to Steve, because that was Rickon. So,
Right, it's a fun list.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, he grants the extra victory point, doesn't he, still? Yeah.
It's a friendly game.
So that's a big loss.
Yep.
Uh,
I was first.
activate North members, though.
Just goes to show how, like, clutch the early sort of cards like Cunning Ploy are
Got to start a
for
turn.
manoeuvrability.
We'll
yeah,
put
exactly.
orange
Cunning
vengeance
Ploy and the intercept orders were both super important for
till the end of the
Steve
game.
there. They've really
There's
paid
no
off.
unit.
haven't
Tokens. Ones are bad.
Right, so let's move these up then.
Good start.
Yeah.
Is end of the
they? I
round.
think Grant's
Well,
hope career
players
has to
going
be
on.
to sit around these bowmen, wait for that reinforcements to show up.
Cluedo.
I hope that these Ravagers can get some work done. 'Cause
You are
not much
first.
else is happening, is it?
No, I agree, mate. I agree. So if you were in Grant's position, I mean, we're yet to go into round 3, but realistically, where would you think you'd bring on your Ravagers? Would you try and challenge that back flank of the Starks and get in the rear, or bring them on
Not discarding any.
No, me neither. The draw one.
Draw
where a
one.
bulk of your army is, so you're not like isolated at all?
I think they'd have to come on somewhere near the rest of the
Right,
force,
so
just because on their own they
round
get
2.
beaten up.
Yep.
choose one
And
tactic zone. The next
so the thing
time
is, even
enemy
though
NCU
Grant's
takes
lost
that
the
zone,
unit, it does
that's
mean
the
he has 2
strangle
objectives
poison
on this
card
side of the
to
board.
that NCU.
So
Heavy swords,
Steve does
horribly
still need
helping.
to come to him, really.
We'll put a little order token there. Just
Yeah, because of course now the
Wrangler on
challenge
the
for Grant,
swords.
for Steve, is going to be that Overwatch unit.
Start by activating.
Yeah, exactly.
Rob?
Yep.
Water Gardens?
There's a
Fair.
lot going on. So yeah,
Okay.
I have
so
to
Grant's taking the water guard.
activate
I guess
a
it's got
combat
swords.
unit next.
Okay.
And I
There's
don't
2 things to
have
worry about here. I
control
think
of
the
these
bowmen can
Not gonna do
shoot
that.
You're not going to do that?
the bruisers, which you really don't want to happen.
I mean, that's the
But also, I think the sand skirmishers
thing.
can
Still
just
an activation.
shoot Grey Worm off the
All
board.
activations.
Grey Worm, sorry. Grey Wind.
All the Charles Barry.
Wrong faction, that one. And
Yeah.
if you lose Grey Wind, so far behind on units that.
Right, let's go with Rob onto the horses then.
Do you need to update the scores
No,
at your
because
end?
I'm not going to tell everyone that you beat me.
Yeah, so Grant's going to be first
11,
player for this
7,
round.
7. Yeah. Just you.
We've got Rob Stark going out onto the horses, it looks like.
Yep, absolutely. Getting Grey Wind out of
Getting Grey Wind out of dodge.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess this now means that the Bowmen are probably going to get another shot, aren't they?
Well, yeah, because you've got that scout opening order that's going to come out from the sand skirmishers again, and then Skyreach Bowman on the swords might just be out of range. We'll see.
Crannogman Warden. Is it if I end a march or manoeuvre?
Yeah.
I can shift.
Yep.
Not seen any
That's
action.
probably-
Yeah, so I think Steve is currently weighing up the
Just out now.
same again.
Just out.
I think he's just trying to work out
Absolutely
whether he
moving,
can
yeah.
stay out of range of
I did it
the
on purpose, that was
Stark
on time.
Bowman,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, I did it on
with
purpose,
his
yeah.
Skyreach Bowman, which I don't think he can.
No, but I think he might be just out of range to shoot back.
Right,
I think
I'm
because you have
gonna
to, because you're
activate
measuring range
for
in the middle of
Martell.
the tray. I think it's likely the Starks can shoot the Martells, but the Martells can't shoot the Bowmen.
Fine.
Yeah.
He's
Maybe.
claiming the Water Gardens,
Yep.
using 2 tokens.
Yep.
For his own replace. So,
Yeah, so Steve just taking Water Gardens, actually, forcing activation on the board. I think this makes a lot of sense.
a number of things. First thing I'm going to do is put a wound on.
Gives Duran the extra tokens as well, doesn't it, for when he wants to spend them to do his various bits and
token
pieces.
Yeah, so he'll have
to
probably have 4 tokens now, won't he? So he can
weakened on.
maybe do some things this
Marcus.
round, maybe save them for next round. We'll be able to do a lot with that.
Yeah.
Third, I'm going to draw a tactics card. Fourth one to do a 2-inch shift.
So our token's just gone out on the Stark Bowman. I'm wondering if that is Doran putting out a weekend on him, maybe.
Yeah, I think so, probably. If you've got 4, you're going to get 1 to go to 4 next round, so you may as well spend 1, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
5.
And then we've got a shift and shoot coming in from the Skyreach Bowman. I wonder if this is going to be an NCU activation.
All round done. So you still
Yeah, I
get
think it will
activate
be.
ECU, but you still don't control any zone. That matters.
Got him.
Oh, no, I think that might have
Onto
been
letters.
actually Doran token to shift them up a bit.
No,
I
because
think
you're
it's all
not
there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Caitlin will influence these guys to remove that.
Yep.
A weakened token.
So Caitlin influence
Your
going on to
Bowman.
the Bowman to remove that weekend.
draw 2.
She's taking letters, and then
You
we've
can
got a
do one.
weekend going out on the Skyreach Bowman from the looks of it.
All right.
Yeah, so once again, leaving swords open. Grant not scared of the same thing happening again, it seems.
Peter Baelish.
No.
Yep.
Will lightning
Okay,
strike
now.
in the same place twice, I wonder.
Uh,
Just wondered if the Sand
Down
Skirmishers
place
are just out of
the
that long
horse,
range
hit
of
swords.
them
one of his
Bruisers
tokens,
to do the
and we'll shoot
scout
with the
openings
Skyreach
again.
Bowman.
I think they probably are. Oh, I see, right, sorry. So Tyene, we talked about earlier,
Over a
I think
little
it's been
bit.
used on the swords, which is probably why Grant didn't take it. You can see that little marker there.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
Your archers. So you haven't activated, so I get
But with
rerolls, but I
Baelish,
am weakened. But you do become vulnerable.
Steve can
You haven't
just
activated.
shoot 3 times this round with these bowmen. And if they got rerolls at the moment, that's going to be lethal. I can't imagine in the bowmen, if you can get 3 shots from the same target, they're probably not going to stay on the board
Dice
for
'cause
longer.
the Spear Lord. That's 6. Do you want to weaken it?
Yeah, weaken it. Bring on the precisions. Oh, no, it's that one. Isn't
No,
it?
no, it's the other one.
Yeah.
So we've weakened. That is
The weekend being
3.
spent
Ah,
there.
you're
The
shit.
6 hits
So,
generated.
What's Marmot say? What's Marmot say? 6
5, I
hits.
think.
With one blitz.
3.
Sure.
Sure.
I don't mind.
No, I'm sure. You crack on.
Panic.
Yep.
A -1, I think. I forgot that range. I think. Yeah, sure, -1. So 7s.
He's out of the tree. Let's see whether- yeah, what's he-
Oh,
Yeah, they-
6 wounds. Oh. Maybe you just shouldn't play
yeah,
dice.
so they've
then.
taken
I
5
think maybe I
wounds
should
from the
carry on
first, 6 wounds from the
fucking
first shot.
TOing.
6 wounds, yeah. 3 from the volume, 3 from the failed panic.
Cool.
Nice.
Still firing on
Not
7 dice. Back at them, though, on
I
the
better
second
shoot
rank.
before fucking I can't shoot anymore.
Yeah, if they can take
Yeah,
a
you
rank
get
off,
high
maybe they'll
stats,
survive a
maybe,
bit
isn't
longer.
it? And
In melee.
Oh, is it only melee?
I don't
But yeah,
know.
like you said, Swords is still open. Grant's out of NCU
Mm.
activations now, so the advantage there is for Steve to
Right,
get a
start
free
tail
shot
mark
off the
target
swords.
with Rodrik onto them to make them vulnerable.
Alright.
Yep,
I think he's got that, hasn't he?
exactly.
Then we'll take shots with the start bowman.
Looks like the start bowmen are activating.
Yeah, they've got to do something before they get shot off the table, I think. Or they can just try and maneuver out the way.
Yeah, I think what Grant's doing is to shift and shoot backwards. So what he's going to do is out position the Martell bowmen now, so that when they
Shit,
shift,
that's
they
the plan.
might still be out of range.
5, 7.
Oh, yeah, I think he might be able to shift into range. So we'll wait and see. But at least it forces the bowman forward a bit more, right? Maybe they
freeze.
can attempt a long bomb charge with these bruisers.
It
Might be the only way
rolls
back
to
into the game, I think. That's not a bad
6
roll.
hits, mate.
6.
6
Saves
hits.
a 6.
Minus 12. General save.
Is it 1 save? A vulnerable will it?
Yeah, might as well.
Still saved.
You prick.
5 dead bowmen.
5. Row is 6. They're okay. Right. Let's do activate tie-in. Swords.
Just wondering what Steve's going to do.
Yeah,
I say,
take
right,
time,
okay.
wound.
I wondered if he was going to take the bags to build up the rank, but tie-in
Target
taking the swords
Irish Bowman with the sword.
heals back a wound. Then they're going to activate and shift and shoot the bruisers from the looks of it.
The bruisers are unactivated, right? So again, they're going to get the rerolls. They're going to get the vulnerable token.
Yep.
So
Smart
7
play.
dice. Good lord. 7 with this. You become vulnerable.
What?
Are you enjoying this?
Not really.
Dice going out. What's that? 2 rerolls. So that's
So 7.
that's like 7 hits.
Yeah, that's
some
Spearlord
saves
coming in with more dice there.
Fives.
I think really helping them keep the damage up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vulnerable that, yeah.
So 3 already gone through. That vulnerable being spent for an additional 2. So that looks like 5 bruisers just got wiped.
Yeah, something like that. 6, I think.
6.
Them 5 armor, aren't they? So
Yeah, so that's 6 bruisers down. Panic Zest gone out, which is good.
They still haven't activated.
but still, so Grant's got what? 6, 12, 20 wounds left on the table.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
um,
Skyrich Bowman's still unactivated because that was off
Exactly.
sword.
I think he needed to take the swords to stop the 2 shot, the Bayless shot and the sword shot. Obviously, Tyene was going to cause problems for him later, but he's got bigger problems now, I think.
You already won through armor save, which you probably did. You've been weakened from the shot. That's right now, mate. Fucking, I mean, what am I doing now?
So these bruisers probably have to activate to stop them dying to the shot again. But
Yeah, they're in a rock between a rock and a hard place there because the Skyreach Bowmen still haven't activated. The Sand Skirmishers have got that extra maneuverability and the ability to quick fire as well, haven't they?
so yep, so they can maneuver 6, shift 2, and then shoot 6. So they're definitely in range of going to the side of the bruisers if they want to.
Yeah.
I'm going to survive another shot. I don't know what to do.
I'm weakened though.
Be interested to see what Grant does here. Wonder if he was weighing up a shaggy dog sacrifice into the bowman just to pin him down for a bit, but even the dogs, he's miles away.
Miles away, and then the Royal Guard come in and do it. The one nice thing for Grant is that the 2 other units, the Royal Guard and the Retinue, aren't really doing much right now. But the Bowmen and the Sand Skirmishers are doing it all for him, right? He doesn't need the others.
Yeah, yeah, putting in some real work. This brings us back to the other point about holding stuff off in outflank, doesn't it? Really, like
Oh,
It seems like
well, let's just fucking go for it. 'cause I thought
with
you
this
were
low
gonna
armour
do
type
that. Let's go
army, you
6
can't
for
really
now.
afford to hold these units in
Yeah.
outflank. You need the options on the
We'll
table.
attempt to charge.
Yeah, I think if you can bring them in round 2,
11.
it's much easier to.
So,
So is that going to end up
Put them
in
in
a
outflank.
flank? It's not going to reduce your movement.
But the
you
fact
might
it's
get
round
charge
3, and
bonuses.
especially with
add
the
our max
really
to it.
powerful
Okay.
sort of fast start off Steve we can employ, they took
Yeah.
advantage of that quite a lot. Look, he's gone for the long bombs, shaggy charge. It's not worked out for him. Probably needed a 5 there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's go. Dog.
and we're low.
So it looks like Steve's weighing up the same as well, but obviously you've got the bog in the way.
And also to drown out the sounds of my crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was Steve, I would just throw all the dice at the Bruisers again, try and wipe them off the table.
Yeah. How's everyone doing in the chat? What's your thoughts on the current predicament Grant faces himself with?
Right, I'm going to activate Royal Guard.
Pretty sure Steve's
Attempt to charge.
disapprovingly
That's
looking at Grant's plays
minus
here.
the bog. 5 plus.
It's got to be said that I think Tully Cavaliers might have been a bit more potent in this one, with a 3+ armor, and obviously just charging them into the face or something. Oh.
No, failed.
Good.
So 9 goes down.
Yeah, I think Tully Cav would have been the one, mate, to be honest. But here we go. So that's another
Taking
failed
out.
charge, it looks like.
No.
Yep. So Shaggy and
Fine.
Royal Guard having a bit of a party, really. They're all just standing around.
I think I foul because that. Yep.
Takes 2 for his troubles.
Okay.
I can't help but feel that was a bit of a let off for Grant there. Like you said, I think he should have tried to punish him a bit more and gone for them bruisers to finish him off.
Yeah, I think so, probably.
Realistically, now the bruisers could activate and move out of range and then survive.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's what I would do if I was
They
Grant.
do not have Swift.
Also, now that these Royal Guard are moved up,
They got Swift
maybe
strike, so if they retreat,
the Ravagers can come in on the back, sort of in Steve's deployment zone, come in on the back of these Royal Guard and the archers. Maybe he should go for like the Ravagers getting a big wipeout on the first charge. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think the play would be to probably
really
maneuver up
changing
the
shit.
Ravagers and try and get a rear charge on the Royal Guard because they ain't going to shield wall that, are they?
Exactly, and just desperately hope to wipe them out. He's got 8
Yeah.
dice. If he's got Catelyn,
Still 3 instead of 30.
maybe he can get it done.
I've still got 3 units to activate. I've done everything off my NCUs at
Shit
that.
ass.
Hmm.
Oh, no, still.
Okay.
I'll see the game.
Yeah, Brian, you're absolutely right. The fact that this 6-move cavalry unit's been off the board for the first 2 rounds, with the fast start from Steve, has really cost him. I think.
Obviously. He's gonna do.
I think he's got a bit of an activation issue here, Grant, because he's not sure. He's got basically Steve's got 2 strong range units that still haven't activated.
Fuck. What am I gonna do?
Grant's got the dire wolves in a position where they can't
Go,
really be
Bowmen.
effective or pin anything
2.
down.
7 to there. rob on him, so plus some movement. For 12, 13, 14 onto there.
Fair. Points, that's what you need.
Yeah. I
Points.
clearly can't kill, so I'm going to just go with the points.
Alright, so I'm going to activate Oberyn's
Yeah, I think
unit.
this move from Grey Wind makes sense. Score the points
Yeah.
at least.
No, I'm going to activate
Maybe he can get in on the
Bowmen.
Royal Guard, but I don't know. Because they're just throwing him away at
I'm
that
going to
point.
shoot Bruisers.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Steve.
Right,
It does need some big plays and a lot of luck. I think he did go for a big play with Shaggy
because
Dog
I'm
into the
activated,
Skyreach
the
Bowman,
rerolls,
but
you become vulnerable.
come up
Right,
a couple of
let's
inches
fucking
short on that
play.
charge. That's
Right,
left himself in a bit of a
because
position.
you're
Hopefully,
card, I'm gonna
well, you'd like to think that when the Ravagers come on from
Rickon
outflank,
to take that really off him.
Grant will go
Okay.
after them Royal Guard and pin them down, stop Shaggy Dog getting
Hey!
taken out
Fucking
by
the ropes
them.
now, aren't you?
But then the Bowmen are still there to
Dice on
activate,
three.
so be interested to see what happens here.
I mean, only fuck these rerolls in.
6.
This could be good.
Looks
night,
like Grant's
fucking
played
Bruisers.
a martial training, I think.
Five. I'm really glad it's on stream. Everything else.
Kind of wish this was
So maybe the
pre-recorded.
Yeah. It's alright because the intro was so long when we're fucking about. No one's ever
Maybe
really
that's
watched
all right.
anyone after this. Oh my god.
Nope.
Yeah,
So what
you're
that was Skyreach Bowman activating
Well.
and shooting.
Yeah,
Well.
And then
On the
obviously,
plus
because
side,
they haven't
at least
activated,
it's
that's
only
why
a
he's spent
turn
vulnerable.
Including an hour and a half setting up.
right, okay, I missed that, sorry, yeah. So,
My goodness.
Yeah, and
Look at the move.
might have been a weakened token on the Bowman that's been spent there, but
Yes,
the Bruisers are alive with 1 wound at the moment. And there, yeah, so Steve's now sizing up that sand skirmisher.
Activate
I think
Oberyn's
he's
unit.
going to do the move in quick fire at some point.
Going to...
Dark Star Retinue going to march up.
Oh, yeah, maybe not actually. 'Cause I suppose the Scansion is probably still getting range, but maybe he's decided just to stay on the point.
Yeah, so I suppose actually it makes sense, doesn't it? Because Steve's going to be going first next round, isn't he?
Really?
No, that's Oberyn's unit.
Alright, has he got overrun?
Yes, that's absolutely right. You're
Perfect.
completely right there. Yeah, and I think if I'm not mistaken, that might be overrun.
I did promise
on
Rick
his
I'll be
retinue.
home by 12, so that's all fucking sweet then. Alright, good. That's on him as well, isn't it?
Mm.
In around?
You haven't done...
Yeah, right.
You haven't actually done Rodrik yet.
I'm going
The
to
Dark Star
activate
Retinue
Rodrik
come
and
with
charge into
overrun on the
Oberyn.
unit, so they're
Okay.
going to absolutely just
Well, if I
smash through
don't,
Grant, I think, yeah.
Then I'm not going to get play with him anymore.
Yeah,
Let's put
it's,
North members on
it's
Grey
lining
as
up
well.
beautifully there, isn't it? Because Dark Star Retinue will get the
Yeah,
charge.
so let's attack. Let's charge
Will almost
Rodrik.
certainly kill Rodrik, overrun into the Bowman, and chances are he's going to take them out as well.
Go for it, go.
Fuck, it's one anyway.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Right.
There we are, Grant's gone
Remember you
big.
get to do things, right?
No re-rolls.
Yeah, get plus
Roll the
one,
ones,
control
no
sword,
tactics
control
cards.
sword, doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that
That's
is
it, there we
Bruisers
go.
do get bonuses for being on lower ranks, right?
We
So-
get
They
7
do.
attack dice
Yeah.
because North members. That's why I let you kill that unit.
But
And
what he's done
because
now
of the
is
bruisers,
that
I get
Steve
critical
takes
blow,
all instead of
precision, and
having to use
rerolls.
activation, so it's even more powerful with his retinue. Just Next round.
Not that. Not that either.
Yeah, so they're going to get
Yeah.
crit
I
blow,
think so,
precision, and
I was
re-rolls
like, oh yeah, I've just marched them up there, but they unactivated.
Yeah.
Silly me.
on 5 dice, bottom
I mean,
rank.
if you want to take them back, because it probably has cost you the game.
It's fine, you crack on.
Oh, right. Freeze. With nothing else. All hit. So 1 precision,
and I think
and critical
is
blow.
that
So
the
1
Northern
wound.
members on them with a
One,
counter
two.
from the other guy, so highest ranks as well.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think you're right. Yep.
That's quite a lot.
So that might be 8 hits.
That's only 7.
7.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 7 hits in a
So
wound.
the
I
1
think it
auto
is,
wound and then
Just
7
precision,
saves of
yeah.
5.
Yep.
You got Sundering?
Yeah. I mean, no.
5s. Save 2, so 5.
So save 2. Was that another 5? Your panic test +1.
Okay. Panic. Standing on a tree. I am fine.
Did we roll it?
I
Golden.
don't want to.
Yeah,
Realistically,
so Grant going for
yeah, I mean, realistically, they're going to heal back a couple of them when they have the fuel by slaughter.
How much I love House Greyjoy.
that's Edric Dane, right? So probably
Top faction. at the moment. Top
well.
faction.
Top action.
Missed that one.
So it's just the sand skirmishes left to go.
I do.
Infantry.
Fuel by Slaughter is one of my favourite abilities. It's so fun to just do a bunch of damage and then heal all the way back up as well.
Yeah. I'll just.
Yeah, so
Wait
really and
for the-
truly, that unit should be gone, shouldn't it?
Or maybe now that he's moved in, the sand
Yeah, but
skirmishes
I'll-
might give it a go
I'll
anyway.
like some-
What a prick! I should have shot you. Overwatch.
Oh, Grant thinking about Overwatch there. Maybe he had a chance to use it.
They see him at that point where they were there. Are you looking in on unit?
What a knob.
We'll put it down. Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna wait.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Move.
Yeah.
Big on.
They're done. Done.
Fucking big that, wasn't it? 7 dice, that would have been.
Would have been.
Over there, fucking doing that one. Prick.
Guess you're gonna bring your Umber Ravagers on.
Yeah.
I know, I'm having a learn. So Edric Dane's got Dauntless, Jacob, so he would have restored a wound.
Yeah,
Not-
exactly.
Yeah, not dealt a wound. Sorry, I thought it was stubborn tenacity.
No, heals one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right, cards.
Looks like he's trying to get after the Bowmen, maybe.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice, that. I think I would have thought the Royal Guard would have been the
Bit of press advantage.
prime target to pin there, given that
One.
the Shaky Dog looks like he's going to get charged pretty soon.
Go first, right?
Yep.
Pause.
So we go round 3.
Go 2, 4, 3.
3.
1, 2, 2.
So it's Steve to go first, right? So I'm expecting to see maybe the Dark Star Retinue coming in for some damage.
What's my stuff do, Steve?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
no,
what they're
mate,
just
them
doing, they're
panic,
just
please.
updating the scoreboard, the panel
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
in the
everyone's
chat.
score.
So I think
Oh, and
you're
you've
right.
already panicked.
Yeah, mate, you panicked.
Yeah, Steve should be going
Mm.
first here.
Keep it sundering.
Highest attack dice. So they're panicked now.
I think they're just looking at what the objectives do for each of them.
Yeah.
Right, sweet. So I'm going to start with Peter Baelish.
Yep.
Going to go on the crown.
Yep.
So is that Baelish taking crowns, maybe? No.
No, we're going to go on the crown.
Yep.
Use his last order token.
Yep.
Target the swords.
Yep.
On Oberyn's unit.
Yep.
And this is very showing the power of
So-
Baelish in this list, right?
I've
With
got
alongside Taim, really
2
shuts down the
ranks.
board
So that's 6.
and lets you use it to your advantage.
I'm going to play Martial Superiority.
Yeah, so it means that he
Last one
doesn't have
hit,
to
and you
take the
suffer a
swords,
hit for each miss.
forcing Grant to sort of weigh up where he
Nice.
goes with it. It looks like it's going to be Darkstar Retinue swinging into Rodrik.
But when attacking enemies that have not activated this round, the defender
We've got a
becomes
commander card.
vulnerable
Looks
and
like it's been
weakened.
played there from Rodrik. I
Over.
wonder
Doesn't matter.
which one that was.
So I imagine, yeah, it's probably the martial superiority, which we might have played last year as well. So -1 to hit because it's Rodrik, and also gives it counter strike effectively. So
Yeah, so
maybe
-2 to hit then, right?
Come up
Because
for hours, or spend your
they've
panic,
got
take it off.
disrupt as well, haven't they? The Bruisers.
Yep.
Okay. So
I think they have normal counter strike as well. So maybe
Okay.
C can see something have himself.
Here we
taking
go.
multi damage here.
Gonna try.
Got excited. Got excited. Here we go. You ready?
-2 to
It's a
hit.
very important role,
Minus
isn't it?
2.
Yeah, because you've got disrupt
So
from the
on
Bruisers,
fives,
and disrupt from the Bruisers, and -1 from the card, so -2.
I'm upset about that.
Gotta do one with mate. Should be fine.
3 hits on you, 3 hits on me.
So that's 3 got through there.
Save, you got Sundering?
No. Crit blind precision, but not a single 6.
Oh, fucking hell. Do 3. Got 6, 5s. 7 more, ready? 7 more. Not 7 more. Did you in it?
My ones. Oh,
This is the counter strike hits coming in.
Dead!
yeah,
Rodrik.
so
Right,
both
so
of them
lose
take 3.
one.
Oh,
Fuel by
Sorry.
slaughter kicks in. If the defender suffers any
so I
wounds,
think Grant had a
this
chance
unit
there,
restores
hitting
1
on
wound,
fives. Maybe
plus 1
maybe
additional
missed them
wound
all.
for each of the defenders destroyed.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good
we
play.
had
That would be 4, wouldn't it?
Well, give a fuck, Steve. Whatever.
Alright, fair.
So he took 1 wound off the counter strike, and then
Uh,
obviously Fueled by Slaughter has healed him up.
I could overrun.
Might as well, mate.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
not going to. I'm
Why
going to march in. I'm going to use overrun.
And I wonder if
but
he's
I'm
going to
do it
pop the
march.
order for overrun. He's not.
It wasn't an auto charge. I think is why he's thinking about this.
Yeah.
Oh, far they go in.
He's done a march there, so I wonder if the overrun order's been popped to give him the extra movement.
My turn?
Your turn.
Alright, I've got this now.
Yeah, so overrun's been popped to give him a march action.
Solo base.
What, sorry?
Your solo base still.
Solo base? No. Martells don't have solos. But would you?
I think what we're looking at here is Grant's weighing up, getting Shaggy Dog out to the Darkstar Retinue, whether the dog will fit.
Let's
Which
pretend
it
that I
don't look
can.
like it's
Yeah.
going to at the moment.
So we're all having fun, do you know what I mean?
No, definitely not.
I'm having
It
fun. I don't know about
It
you.
helps getting Shaggy out of
Probably
danger,
shit's
but
going to face me.
it still just lets them kill the dog, heal, I guess. I think we really need to see these Umber Ravagers start carrying the team a bit. I think it's Grant's only way back in.
Agreed, mate.
He's going to fucking die. I probably lost a game.
Where
this
they are
round
at the
anyway,
moment.
So
I
let's
mean,
fucking
they're not going to be that effective against the
Onto the
sound
swords.
skirmishers, I wouldn't
Yeah.
imagine.
Hey.
Poison we fucking like.
So she loses all with her abilities.
They should no hate the shot. But
And,
fucking...
Does not count as control.
We've got Grant taking. That's right, Steve. Yeah,
Poison.
the extra corpse pile's not gone out.
Take the shots.
We've got Grant using one of his NCUs
the
to
shots.
take swords,
Yep.
so that's poison going out on
Hit
the
the ones.
NCU now as well.
Yeah.
I think that's possibly Rob
Bad, mate. 5 hits.
that's been used there.
I got saved
Yeah.
at 6.
Rob isn't doing anything. Well, he gets like an influence for movement. Not too-
Think I'm
5.
weakened.
Looks like 5
Weakened.
wounds though. There's a chance for them to die here. So Grant could really do with this.
Panic.
Oh, fucking hell.
One left.
Oh,
Should I change the weakening into a panic?
that was
No.
close.
They've just held on.
Okay.
Wow.
Bother.
Bit of a long way.
You see Steve there measuring up the Ravagers. I think he's acutely aware that they've got the threat range. Still looks like it'd be a 3 to 4 up charge.
I think maybe even more than that. Yeah, not a nice.
It'll be the greatest comeback
And
ever.
I think if they take the fight with these sand skirmishers,
The
they
greatest
probably
comeback
lose,
since Toy Story 4.
I think you're right there, mate. Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder if that shift and shoot with the Bowmen was enough to just sort of free up that front that Grant was sizing up with the direwolf,
there's not a
or
call.
whether he'll go for the
Oh,
point
right, okay. Yeah.
and take them Bowmen out.
Let's go backwards in time and do this.
Yeah.
I think it depends a lot on what Steve does, though, right? I think he probably wants to kill his Shaggy Dog is threatening the Bowmen. Oh, they're just
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
What's Pulse going out? Yeah.
It's a heading one. Fantastic.
I just nice moment.
Got ones on the north in the chat. Morning. You're not well. I'd say you are a little bit late, but we had a few issues at the start of the stream
Right,
with
well, let's do
the sound and commentary.
Go
So
activate.
I think that took about 15 to 20 minutes to sort out. So not that far. But what you see here is round 3, and then Martell's in a very strong position right now.
Good. You get +1 save, but then become
Steve
Dark
said
Star.
Bowmen.
Blink.
Yeah.
Blink.
Yeah.
This is gonna. First things first, you need to actually take the unit out, right? Obviously, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, so he's already used his overrun order to do the march, so you're not going to get that again. But this should, in theory,
Move them to there.
it's going to give them +1 to their defense. Not that that's going to matter, but it would heal them back up to full wounds with fuel by slaughter.
Yeah, definitely.
You haven't activated, have you? So vulnerable and weakened. You're already vulnerable, so have some weakened.
Living for the weekend.
Yep, and the tray. Oh dear. You're going to survive. So 1 crit blow and 1 precision.
So 5 hits in.
So 1 dead.
Right.
4 saves.
Let's leave him in there for now.
Yep.
1 dead, 4 saves.
1 dead, 4 saves.
Saves for 6. Dead. Oh no, 1 more. 1 wound left.
1 wound left.
It looks like
Minus
you might
1,
have
minus 2.
Minus
stop
2.
panic test to
Don't worry,
survive.
that one
maybe.
off. Well, they've moved forward, isn't it? They're in there.
They're in there.
Yeah.
Plus 1, minus 1.
+1 minus 2. So -1.
It's gonna be on a
Sevens.
base, right? +1 minus 1. I think they're in that tree.
Steve, what are you doing to me?
And that's a fail. They're gone.
Right, that's made the game slightly more
on
difficult
the
to win.
quick
hasn't
file,
it?
of course, so I think he was looking for a 8, maybe.
So I
Much
think,
of the Steve would have liked, I think.
I think realistically, the play for Steve has got to be. I mean, Grey Wind, I don't think it's going to be able to do much. Steve's going to heal back them wounds there on the Dark Star retinue. Shaggy Dog's got to go after that Bowman unit and then surge forth onto the corpse pile, surely. Leaving the Ravagers.
It was one or the other. I had to choose. He's in.
I think if he goes after the objective, he's going to die to the sand skirmishers. I think he's
So
just
9
one
attack
back
dice.
line.
Yeah.
Hitting on 1s. 3 rerolls. 4 hits with Sundering
4 hits for Sundering.
from Barkey.
4 6s. I mean, I think you'd table flip if I did that.
Fucking reroll 4 6, mate. We'll be none will be friends.
It is some good work.
I just realised I didn't put the
Interesting to see what Grant does here.
term.
Whether he will go for the objective or whether he'll
Yeah, round 3. I'm on 5. You're on 3.
try and get the
now?
back
Don't get your
lines
fucking auxiliary back.
out of the way of the sand skirmishers and the Royal Guard.
I'll come on your ass and talk to what you're in out of course, do I?
I mean, you do actually.
Let's get the
I think actually, we could take the objective because then the Ravagers are threatening the sand skirmishers,
Oh,
right?
mate,
So if the
so
sand skirmishers go shaggy, Ravagers
stress
go
me
after
out.
them. So
Pressure.
Try and make
so
the
like
stream
Grant's trying
lovely
to
for
fix something
people.
on the stream.
I'm
once
definitely not making the game lovely for them. Am I going to search for? 6.
Room 7. My
7.
hermitage.
Oh yeah. So, right away to cut.
Yeah, it's whether or not he's. I think he's
Go. Need to go first.
sort
isn't
of
it?
playing up whether or not Sand Skirmishers going to scout openings and then do their move quick fire
You'll
while
definitely
staying
go
on
for
the
that,
corpse
'cause when
pile.
it happens, you'll get that token. Means that you ain't bothered about that. So, instant.
Yeah, but I think Grant would actually be okay with that because then the Ravagers get a charge on the sand skirmishers. He can't respond. They can't attack them back, and then maybe they can win that fight.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, they've activated, right?
They have activated.
They haven't activated,
They have
so I
not.
don't want to be near them.
Okay, so he's playing a game of staying alive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Probably the sensible
Yeah.
option because 7
that
shots
wasn't
with
me.
rerolls and precision.
Yourself, that was me just
And you've
genuinely
only got 4
terrified.
wounds. Them Sand Skirmishers are
I
quite
feel
punishing, aren't they?
Dorian?
Yep.
I think he does need to really preserve the units, right?
Yeah.
If he loses one,
Horses?
So
yes,
Doran
I've got it.
going on to horses here. What's he doing now? Oh no.
No, they took around off its chest, isn't it?
It's worth saying that on the right side of the field, Steve has 2 infantry units and Grant has 2 dogs. So you can just sort of run rings around him if you want.
Let's do... Yeah, change plan. Let's do scout openings.
Yep.
On the Umber Ravagers.
You know about him?
No. Target one enemy in long range.
Well, doesn't.
And then we go tie-in.
Yeah.
The horses. You'll
Yeah.
heal a wound.
I ain't taking horses, so I imagine that's going to be the Royal Guard going to be moved.
So scout openings on them. We'll target these with a horse.
Putting a wound back on the Dark Star. Kind of wasted that because they were already should have healed up from Phil Slaughter.
I think I like this move from Steve. It just it's a free attack basically. Just keeps the
Yeah.
activation
Flank.
open, and he's going to do a lot of
Flank.
damage to these Ravagers in the side.
The 7.
Yeah, and then they've obviously when they go to
Precision
activate, got the scout openings.
Oh, he's got rerolls.
Yeah, I mean, the dice started strong.
It looks like you might have
That's
used the
alright.
scat openings already, actually.
Precision, mate.
So,
No, it
makes
doesn't matter,
sense.
mate, 'cause they go down a bit.
I know, that's right. 3 precision and then 4 saves.
Saves of 6. 4.
7 wounds just from the shots. Every single one went through. Brutal.
That's mad.
Morale test, plus a -1 for flank. Plus with a Winterfell Guardian, so it's be straight up morale of 5s.
Heal a wound.
Hit the wound. They're not activated, are they?
I think Grant needs to run away from these sand skirmishers now.
That's
Sort of
quick
isolated
fire.
on the side of the board. The
That's
only way
quick
he can
fire
get
done,
back
yeah.
into this is if he just leaves them. Because I think these sand skirmishers are just too powerful to sort of try and fight them with what he's got left.
Yeah, great. They're such a great utility unit, and they're quite resilient. I think
They
it was
shouldn't be, but they are.
Yeah, agreed, mate, agreed. And I think he missed the opportunity really to get stuck into them while they were facing forwards. So I think you're right. Now they are where they are. Use your manoeuvrability to get around the back of the Royal Guard and maybe set yourself up for a charge next round.
This is a
That's
tactic.
fine, mate. That's fine.
I think that's the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think
Not anyone
doing a
really
charge
get in this
over the gold
situation, I think.
file in the front of
definitely in
these
trouble, yeah.
sand skirmishers is not going to get anything done. Because they're unactivated at the moment as well, right? So going near
The
the
Ravagers.
Versions.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, the score's at 5-3. It's going to go 7-4 in the current state.
Right. Thanks. So I'm going to activate these now.
Yep.
They're going to shoot you in the flank. We're going to shoot forward there.
It looks like Sand Skirmishers just a shift and shoot.
6. In flank.
6 hits.
6 is. Man, single armor save it. Fucking hell!
6 dead.
Game is properly crap.
6 wounds,
Who
looks
wants to
it,
play
yep.
Compared Monopoly.
6.
6 wounds so far.
Yeah.
Fucking losers now. Right, so go for 5s. I could lose now. Like it mattered at this point. He's good.
He's good.
He heals 1. Heals 1 as well, so he can take 2 wounds. Huh?
No.
Winterfell Guardian keeping him, hitting him back
perfectly
another
playing
wounds.
that.
So now, Grant is first next round,
Can't
so he
afford
can
to
do
attack.
2 attacks with these Ravagers if he thinks
No,
that's his only
it's,
chance. Try and get the skirmishers off the board.
Move up, march, or retreat action.
Right, let's activate the Ravagers in and we'll charge.
Wait. Rising temps.
What do I do?
Oh, there it
we're
is.
around
Everyone's
3,
favourite
so
card.
you're- can't be targeted by
Rising
cards on the
temps
outside.
coming out. Boom.
There you go.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, so that looks like the play, Jacob, doesn't
so-
it? Get the attack in, end of this round, open with swords next
Because
round.
you have more remaining ranks than me.
That
I
takes
get
rising
vicious,
temps
you become
off.
panicked. I get sundering.
Okay.
8 dice.
Oh, unless Intercept Orders comes in the second one, but yeah. That would be brutal. But he's on
Getting
4s, no rerolls.
4s,
Really go well here, I think.
no rerolls, so I'll just get fucking just 3 hits. Sundering.
3 was under in, yeah?
Yep.
5s. Ooh.
2 wounds going through. 3 wounds.
And,
They come with super sundering then. I'm wondering if they do.
Yeah.
9s.
No, just normal thundering.
Not a
So
fan of that.
5 should have been saves.
I'll get you to reroll day 3, please, mate.
Yeah.
Panic happening.
Fail
Yeah,
panic
reroll
for
the
1.
damage.
Ooh, I'm Steve. I can roll 1s.
But more importantly, Grant takes
Also,
that
the
objective
competition
off him
rolled
now,
the
doesn't he?
most ones.
Because he's
Does
failed
he
a
now?
panic.
You're absolutely right, he does.
Fucking hell, mate. It'll be a bit better if you post match or something like that.
Okay.
Better if we play a fucking game and we've got
Good
the
play.
most rules.
Because I failed a panic test, that comes over. Yeah. Of course. All right. So you've only got Grey Wind left.
Yep.
So I will activate these.
Yep.
And they're going to charge Grey Wind.
Yep.
Royal Guard going to go for a charge into Grey Wind. It's a long bomb. So 9.
Yep.
He's in.
Looks like he's done it.
Yeah. Some martial training for the re-rolls.
So we'll martial training, make
That
you
looks like
vulnerable,
it's going to be a
give me
dead,
rerolls.
dead dog. But he's -1 to hit, isn't he? So
That's disrupt.
Nice one
it's going to be
hit.
The
4s.
master training. But,
Where are we?
yeah, it's on 4s.
Rerolls. 1 miss because of disrupt.
6
1
with a
precision
vulnerable.
because of Elia.
Yep.
And then 5 saves. No sundering.
Dead dog.
So 1 auto.
Dead dog.
Yeah, dead dog.
And that really seals it, doesn't it? Because now
Yeah.
we're on points. Steve is very far ahead.
6. So Steve will go to 8. Grant will go to 4.
In around.
Still got
Oh,
Doran,
nicely going.
and he's gonna take tokens. No, we'll
Oh,
take
and this
those.
is brutal. Oh,
Weaken the Ravagers.
so there's a trick you can do with the Water Gardens. Because if you take the Water Gardens as the last activation of the round, your opponent has to activate a combat unit first.
Okay,
in the
now
next
that's the end of the round.
You're 2. I don't score that because you've got more ranks than me.
Yep.
But he's just gone for the cards again, which I think probably makes sense. The Martell cards are so good.
Yep.
Right. Spinning off an unexpected exhaustion to superior.
And that weakened token. Although, I guess Catelyn can take that off.
Yeah, you're right there. I think it'll be Grant to open with swords, with Caitlin, won't it?
Yeah, because Rob's the one that's poisoned,
Does she
right?
die?
So Rob
That's-
can't take his own unit.
So round
Yeah.
4, you can only activate this unit if you have no other unit. He has to go last.
Right.
What's the best? This is where we see the intercept orders come out.
They always have. In my games
You
against
go first,
Martells, they always
You
have.
go first.
Yeah.
Rob. Swords. Ravagers.
Yeah.
So we see Caitlin Garden's swords.
So that comes off the next one of my swords.
Correct.
I'll play.
Takes the rising temps off.
Yep.
So Steve hasn't got the intercept orders in hand.
Winter's Might for rerolls.
One good thing for Grant at least.
He's already
It
got
looks like
Sundry,
he's
so it doesn't
not
matter.
put Caitlin down.
8 dice. He
Yep.
rolls under him.
And you can panic.
I become panicked.
I'm vicious.
So that weekend from
All
the
of
letters
those
last
things.
turn might come in quite important.
Getting all threes.
Yep.
With rerolls.
Yep.
Would you like to weaken that?
I would like to weaken that.
Yeah, I think that was a misplay there. So I think he had something like 7 hits there originally, and Steve spent the weekend. You're right there, in so much as he should have used Caitlin's influence to take it off.
I think one of those was saved, right? He needed to fail all of them to be able to get the kill. Yeah.
Panic. Vicious. Force file is 9s.
I think he would have done it if he'd taken the weekend off.
Yeah, I think you're right there, mate.
Okay, that was off swords, yeah? Great. Huh. Didn't need to use the panic. I'll start our turn. I'll do Viper's Infamy for a card. Let's do Doran.
Yep.
Martell. Taking Water Gardens. Using 2 tokens.
So he could use Doran, spend a token to do that wound, get rid of the sand
3
skirmishers.
tokens he's got now. Do a wound on the Ravagers.
Sorry, say that one again?
Yeah.
So Doran,
We're gonna,
if you spend one of his
Wound,
order
panic
tokens,
token.
you can deal a wound, can't you?
and then we're gonna put a weakened token
Yeah,
on the Ravagers.
but the He's not gonna deal with, you can't
Wound
wound his own
yeah.
unit, can he? So
Okay.
Does he not deal a wound?
Weaken on the
deals a wound, yeah, but
And we
it's,
could
it's
undo
the
it.
Martell's unit. It's the Martell unit that's on 1 wound, so he's not gonna deal a wound to the
Oh, of course. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. Oh, I'll tell you what, I need a coffee, mate. Can we go home now?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they have completely flipped sides of the board, right? They should just move all their stuff around. Yeah.
How's it me now?
You know. Yeah, that was Doran.
Just standing there waiting for you to do something. Just go and take two turns, Steve. Why not? I
Yeah.
would. Let's do. Yeah, I have to do it with off their activation and activate with the Ravagers.
Activating the Ravagers.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to give them unexpected exhaustion. So you become vulnerable. This stays on you until you've got not vulnerable. And while you're vulnerable, you're -1 to hit. It's vulnerable.
All right, so
stays
Umber Ravagers
on.
is trying to kill them again, I assume.
Vulnerable token.
And this is
As soon as you
Oberyn's
lose the vulnerable token,
I'll
that
become
vulnerable
vulnerable.
goes away. Yeah, you
It does
become
vulnerable
vulnerable.
thing.
Yeah.
While they've got a
Unexpected
vulnerable token,
exhaustion.
you're -1 to hit.
Nice.
Before you roll your dice,
That's the one.
because that happens when you
The
activate.
vulnerable, yeah,
Have you got anything when you're rolling
vulnerably
dice?
things.
Good. Do your thing.
This
Yeah,
card
how
just hurt me several
do I?
times.
One more, didn't I?
That's all I can remember about
Yeah,
it.
no, you go
Shooting tactics, the lowest attack dice value.
on. 5. 6. 4 fours.
I was so interested when I said about the misplay with Grant not using Caitlin
I will weaken those,
influence to
please.
remove the weakened.
You become
Reply back was that it was Tyeen's ability that's turned her off, so
Hits.
he didn't use
You still got Sundry though, right?
Kate. Didn't use Rob to take the poison. It's Caitlin needs sacrifice for that.
Right, okay.
Sweet. I had to layer loads of stuff on there just to make it happen. But... Have a pint.
What did I say? 6.
These are 7, 8.
Right, so the sound skirmishes are off at least, but I don't think Carl can score the. Sorry, Carl. Steve Grant can score the points at this point because Steve's at 8. Yeah, and they're probably just going to score 2 each, right? I can't imagine anyone's doing any more attacking.
What's you on?
11. I'm on 5, mate. You're on 8.
Yeah, so stay alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do Peter Baelish.
Yep.
On.
If I remember correctly, I think Caitlin might have, Rob might have already been on the board when the sword was taken. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I suppose we've got the challenge of not being able to hear them speaking, haven't we? So we're just trying to guess what's being used on the NCU boards.
Yeah.
All or nothing now, really. So
All or nothing.
Yeah, some of them you can tell, like
Maybe not.
Baelish, but yeah, got that one the wrong around, I think.
Yeah.
Looks like Grant wants not finished fighting. What's this?
No, realistically, Steve goes to 10 end of this round unless Grant does something big,
He's in.
It's a free.
um,
It's free both times.
Free both times.
which I think that
Don't
gets
One
him
on
in
4s or
just.
1s. You don't want that one.
Just okay. Probably I needed 2 then. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
So I guess you can take the token off them, but don't think it's going to end well for him.
no.
Do Northern Ferocity. I'll get Vicious.
Yep.
Give us anyway.
Yep.
I got 1 remaining. If I've only got 1 remaining rank, you fail your panic test. You suffer +2 wounds.
Okay.
Can't make out what card that is that Grant's playing there, but I'm guessing it's going to be
I've got Water Gardens.
Savage.
possibly devastating impact.
Deal with that fun anyway.
Fair.
There's lots of cards in there. There's the
One
2
hit.
charge ones.
One.
There's also the 2 ones on attack.
Thundering though, right?
There's Northern Ferocity that's really good with wolves because it gives like the +2 when they feel the panic
Hanging it. Yeah.
automatically.
Guild Wall done. Guild Wall. Okay, we'll activate Pain.
Yep.
Get the crown.
Yep.
So yeah, no
Ravagers.
rerolls off the
Ravagers.
charge there because he went to the bog. I'm guessing Steve has shield walls,
Lovely. Have a wound.
Wound back.
Oh,
the
heal
wounds that were
wounds,
put
yeah.
through. So he's not taking
Right.
any damage, so he's not lost. Well, he should have, in theory, lost a token because
Just
Grant
okay.
outranks him
That
as
then.
far as wounds go,
Into
doesn't
the
he?
Bags.
Right, no,
Sort
not
of.
in this one. So in specifically
Okay.
the ones where
It's
you
like
pick
the
up
dog,
tokens.
fine.
So this one and Feast of Crows and Dance of Dragons. The solos just count as one rank, unfortunately. They get screwed over a bit.
You should become panicked, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, okay,
Mm,
so that
no,
makes
no,
sense.
no.
So yeah, not taking the token off Steve there.
Ooh,
Um,
I got roll
the
saves
attack
this
literally
time.
had no impact.
5s. Cool.
Catlin
Good
taking
luck, good luck.
crowns, not getting
Your
anything
dog.
done.
So yeah, you're all activated, didn't you? So
Yeah.
go with these.
So we can see the Royal Guard activate now.
Unit passes panic.
If they
check,
hit
unit becomes
Grey
vulnerable or
Winds, they're hitting
weakened.
on
I'm going to make you vulnerable by martial.
-1, aren't they? But they're martial training for the
vulnerable dog.
rerolls.
Yeah,
7 attacks.
I think probably Dead Dog again. What was it?
Vulnerable.
And
Yeah, that's 2 precision.
Yep.
And then, has he got disrupt as well?
No.
No. So 2
Solid,
precision
7.
And then 5.
So really vulnerable. There's a lot of saves we need from.
Right,
Check
cool,
there.
anyway, cheers.
Right.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah, I made loads of mistakes. The whole point of me not taking the first turn was deploying the first round.
and then you
Didn't do
didn't.
that.
Because yeah, there's precision as
The
well on earlier.
Bowmen
turns,
would have
isn't it?
mattered, I think, because 7
Yeah.
shots into your
Yeah.
Dark Side retinue. That was a
Definitely.
massive fuck up
Yeah,
there as well.
yeah.
But that happened.
Oh,
when I
it's
was standing over there,
interesting.
you moved 2
I
units
think
at the same time,
I
so
think the start of the game
Oh,
was where
missed
Grant
it,
lost
but-
that by putting that Ravage
Yeah,
unit
play
in
well,
outflank. And not bringing him in
Martell.
turn 1, knowing that
Martell strong.
Steve took the first player. That was
Yeah.
pretty key, right?
Nice. Well,
That's it. Cheers for watching, everyone.
I think
Yeah,
you could have
cheers,
maybe
guys.
put one of
We'll,
the what because
Catch you next time.
when
Thanks,
it was first
Carl
players
and
after
Jacob, for
deployment,
comment-
right? So you have to
commentary.
choose
I look forward to
which unit was
listening
in
to that back
outflank
and find out what
before
you think I
knowing
did
first
wrong
player. But
many,
if,
many times.
I guess you know that Steve gets
He
to
won,
choose,
that
right? I
matters.
assume
I
Steve
don't-
chose.
still
So
has.
maybe you outflank one of the
I'll head
dogs
over to
instead.
Jacob and Carl in to sort of see us out, and then I'll
Yeah.
move over to.
It's got to be said also, Steve had a
The
really
outro.
nice plan
Cheers, guys.
coming into that game, I think. With that really early intercept orders, intercept orders and canning ploy to set the board up exactly how he wanted it. And I think the high hermitage sentinel giving enhanced ability really showed up in that game.
Yeah, that early cunning ploy really helped Steve get into the positions he needed to get in. And he leveraged them sand skirmishers really well.
Yeah, exactly. They are a brutal unit when you use them right, and Steve definitely got a lot out of them there.